welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I'm going to talk about some proven ways to make more sales on Poshmark. These are things that Poshmark specifically has told us that will help you increase your sales, and so these are really important to do. I'm giving you all the facts and everything that is really important to know to have a lot of success on Poshmark in this video. So I hope you like it and I hope you stick around for more. And also make sure that you're subscribed because, again, you don't want to miss the future videos that I do here on this channel. I do 2 videos a week and I would love to have you around for a future video. So a tip for beginners when you are first starting to sell on Poshmark, it is so important to have 10 or more listings because you are 4 times more likely to make a sale if you have those 10 or more listings. And I know a lot of people say, like, what is the key? How do I start making sales? And having 10 or more listings right there is going to increase your chances by 4 times. And so it's so important to add more than just, 1 item or 2 items if you really want to make some sales. And so this is actually pretty easy to do. I mean, only adding 10 items isn't really that much. But the more you add, the more likely you are to sell items. And to make it even better, if you list across multiple categories on Poshmark, say you list in men's or women's or kids or even the home category, if you do that, you will increase your chances by 25% to make your first sale. So right off the bat, just have a wide range of categories and sizes and things like that, and it'll help you have a lot more success on the platform, especially when you're just starting out. Okay, so let's talk about when you have listings already, but they're not selling, and so you relist them. And while I always talk about how important it is to relist your items, fresh listings have a 2 times more likely chance than a copied listing to sell. So while it is still really beneficial to do those copied listings, it's also crucial to be adding fresh inventory because that has a 2 times more likely chance of selling. So I always recommend doing both, which is why I do 15 new listings a day and 15 relists a day, because they are both important. New listings brings fresh eyes to your closet, but those relisting of the sale inventory makes it so those sale pieces will actually sell. And so it's so important to do both. Don't just do one. And if you do both, you will actually have a greater chance of selling. And again, you're adding more listings and you're getting rid of those stale pieces. Okay, so another thing that they really stress is that sending offers is crucial on Poshmark, and I can't stress that enough personally because I find that most of my sales do come from offers. And Poshmark literally told us last year that 2/3 or 66% of all sales on Poshmark do come from offers. Now that is offers that you send or offers that they send to you as the customer. And that's a big percentage of offers, and honestly I think it's probably gone up since last year, but that's why it's so important to send those offers and accept those offers and things like that, because most of the sales do come from that. There are very few people that purchase full price, especially with the high shipping rates and things like that. So don't be afraid to send an offer. You're probably going to make an extra sale from it, and it's just going to help you and the customer out. And speaking of those offers, even the lowball offers are beneficial to accept or counter, because 30% of those offers that are sent as a lowball, which is anything less than 50% of the asking price that is sent to you, 30% of all those sales will sell or will result in a counter or a sale after. So it's very important and crucial to be not declining those lowball offers and accepting or countering. I always generally think, okay, if I can't accept, what can I counter to be fair? And I try and go back and forth. Now, obviously, there are going to be those very unreasonable people that don't want to meet you in the middle, and that's totally fine. But it's still better for you to not decline the offer and counter instead. Now, I know a lot of you are not a fan of the promoted closets, including myself, but you get an 80% more increased visibility in your views in your closet. So it does help, and a lot of people are always asking how they can get more visibility on their closet, and this is a good way to do that. And I mean, personally, I find that some days I just don't think my closet's getting that much visibility, but I'm not even sure how to really check that because there's no way to know. But with promoted closets, it tells you are getting this many views on your listings, you're getting this many impressions or clicks. And so it's good to know that because it shows you what listings people are actually clicking on and what listings people are seeing. So if you haven't tried the promoted closets, you do get a free trial. So I would definitely try that out just to see how it is. And if you want to try it out and try and pay for it, then definitely try it and see how it works for you. It could really help you increase your visibility and increase your sales on Poshmark. So promoted closets will increase your listing clicks by 80%. It will increase your likes by 61%. It will increase your offers by 49%. And it will overall increase your sales by 43%, which all these are great stats. So again, definitely try out promoted closets if you have not already. Okay, live shows is another great way to make some sales on Poshmark, and especially using the sell together feature. So whether you accept shared listings into your show, or you share through a Posh Party Live or things like that, you're gonna have more success than if you were just doing a live yourself. So about half or 50% of all sellers who do a share together show or, sell together in some way end up making a sale. So I always recommend doing it. It kind of builds that community engagement. Maybe they can bring in their community and you can kind of have a mixed audience, and more eyes the better. And so you really increase your chances of making a sale by doing this. So I highly recommend trying it out. It's actually proven that Posh Show buyers are 2 to 3 times more likely to purchase on Poshmark after purchasing in a live show. So definitely promote your live shows and get people to shop them, because it's only going to make people want to purchase more on the platform in general. So if you go live for 30 or more minutes, you're increasing your chances of making a sale by 50%. Which are great odds. I know I generally do a live for anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, and if it's going really well, I will go longer than that, but definitely don't do anything shorter than 30 minutes because you will get more increase in visibility and more chances of selling the longer you go. And also I find that it takes time for some people to come in and for your live to get promoted. So if you get off too quickly, you're not gonna have that much success with it. And if you at least auction 10 listings, you are 3 to 5 times more likely to make a sale. So again, fill that deck as much as you can. Currently, you can do 50 in the deck, but again, a new feature that's coming this year to Poshmark is that you're going to be able to do 100, which is even better. So fill your deck up and also accept those shared listings into your show, which will then also help you, add more listings, and it will in turn help you make more sales. And again, use brands to stand out. This will help you increase your sales by 41%. Okay, so as we're talking about trying to get more buyers, you want to make sure that you're selling things that are in high demand, because those are things that are going to bring in the high chances of selling. So Poshmark this year told us there are 4 brands that are selling 10 times more quickly than other brands on Poshmark. So I will put a picture of what the brands are on the screen here, but these are really important to be selling because again, people want to find these brands, they want to shop them. And so if you have them, you see them in your thrift stores or anything like that, definitely get those listed because they are selling faster than any other brand on the platform. And that should say a lot because there are a lot of brands that you could sell on the platform. So there's only 4 that they really, really recommend, that are going to make your chances of selling even higher. So definitely try and sell those if you can, and that will really increase your chances of making sales. And they also really recommend staying up with those trends. So last year they said about how, tennis and pickleball and Taylor Swift and Barbie were all really, really popular things. So if you use those in your style tags as options of things that people can shop for if they're searching, those are things that are going to sell faster. And this year they're saying that retro sport is really popular. And if you use things that are related to retro sport, such as the Adidas Campus, which is going to increase your chances of making a sale by 50%, athletic dresses, which will increase your chances of making a sale by at least 46%, and soccer jerseys will increase your sales by 21%. So it's definitely important to make sure that you're staying up to date with those trends and those brands that people want, and even those styles. And make sure you're using those style tags because they will go such a long way in your listings. Okay, now let's talk about when it actually comes to your listing, what to do to increase those chances of selling. If you're not going to focus on live sales, you're not going to focus on brands, and you just want to sell items at a bare minimum, the things that you should be focusing on are making sure you put a lot of photos, make sure you're putting detailed photos, and make sure that you are putting the brand in the title. So if you add at least 3 or more photos to your listing, you're increasing your chances of making a sale by 35%. I've talked about this before, but I find it to be super easy to add 3 or more photos because, again, you want to make sure you're taking a picture of every single piece of the item, making sure you're taking a picture of the size tag, the materials tag, and textures and measurements. And so right there, you should have over 3 photos. But at the bare minimum, have 3, and you will increase your chances by a decent amount. And if you add the brand to the title, you are increasing your chances by 41%. If you know the brand, definitely put it in there. And maybe if you don't know, it's okay, but most of the time I would recommend putting the brand, even if you think it's not important, because it will still increase your chances by 41% of making that sale. And so it's definitely worth to do, and it's really easy, and I actually think it's better because I think people shop certain brands, and so if you tag that brand, it will come up in those searches. And if you add a listing video to your listing, it will actually increase the chances of selling by 35%. Which again are really good odds because it really helps you. And a listing video I find is really helpful for things that have texture or things that are hard to show in pictures. And if it, like, you know, if the color changes or if there's like a sequin detail or things like that, I always find, or even if it's sparkly and it's hard to picture, I find the videos actually really help. And you could have, I think it's 12 to 15 seconds, I forget what the actual number is, but you can have a pretty decent video that could really help you sell your listing. And while we're talking about how to list your photos and make sure that you're listing enough to be able to sell, you want to make sure that you're listing consistently. And so if you list at least 2 weeks in a row, you're 2 times more likely to sell. So that's why these listing streaks that Poshmark released recently are really important, because it's kind of motivating you to make more sales, because it's telling you, hey, if you list consistently, you will be rewarded for it. And not only will you get these rewards that are in the app, but you will also get more sales from doing so. I find that listing every day is important, and I find that that helps me be the most consistent. But if you are just starting out, at least be consistent and list every week. And that will help you be more consistent with your sales, and it will help bring that momentum to your closet. Okay, so I hope these tips were helpful, and I hope you can learn something from this video and really take these tips going forward with your closet. No matter where you are in your reselling career, whether you just started or you're, a seasoned seller, kind of like me, you could always learn something, and these numbers that Poshmark gives us really help us understand what's important to do on Poshmark and how to make more sales. They are providing these stats that really, tell you how to make sales. And so if you're not listening to these, you're probably not going to make as many sales as somebody else. So these are really easy tips and things to change and follow in your closet. So I recommend doing these if you haven't already. And let me know down below which is your favorite tip that you're going to start implementing in your closet, which is going to help you make more sales. And also make sure that you're watching these videos, because I do videos every Monday and Thursday on this channel, and I would love to have you watch more videos. If you want to see another video on features that you should be using on Poshmark, you can click right here. And if you want to see another video on maybe reasons why your listings aren't selling and ways that maybe I think can help you really increase the chances of selling them, you can click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.